of all, I want to talk about how in love y'all are.
Oh my gosh.
Because my thing is, I love to see this black love, and you guys just look so in love. I've been watching Shonda's Instagram stories and the white shoes. When I tell you, I was legit rolling.
We were in Cabo when they were dancing.
Oh man.
You guys look amazing, and I love this
Appreciate
this sun-kissed glow. So tell me about this foundation. I've already know about it from, of course, the panel that we spoke on, but we're now recording. So please, Shonda, tell me all about your foundation.
So our foundation aims to provide middle and high school kids just basic life skills. We really want to work with them with financial literacy, some STEM programs, entrepreneurship, health and wellness, and just like I said, like basic life, getting them prepared to be adults.
So how did this come about? At what point were you guys like, we need to do this?
So I think I always, wanted to give back, and being a football player, everybody expects you to do a football camp.
Right.
And I've always, like I told her, I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, and I knew after football it had to be something.
Right.
I knew, after football I wanted. Well, I didn't know then, but now I do. What I want to do. As far as real estate goes, but I think just feeding that, I guess, that mental to kids that is more to life than sports.
Right.
And I didn't want to just go back and do a football camp. I wanted to really touch the kids and support them in their dreams. Whether it might be football, but football is not forever.
Right.
And I wanted to instill in them that nurture what it is that you already have inside of you,
right.
And just feed off of that, and allow that to push you to where you want to make money.
Right.
You know what I mean, in the long run. And I think that's where it kind of stemmed from. But then I realized that was it when I started thinking about what can we do, what is it that we can give back. And that was pretty much, what it was. And I'll tell the story about when I went to college. I didn't know, so I had my first check from the football program. It wasn't no big check. Don't put that out. Not that check.
I knew it.
Trying to get people in trouble. We got like a meal check, and I took it to the bank, and I just gave it to the teller. Was like, here you go. She was like, you gonna fill out a deposit slip? And I was like, I don't know what it is. So, just little life skills like that kind of fall through the cracks that we don't learn. You take for granted, and you, I guess, not take for granted because you don't even know about it.
Right.
But, things that are not being taught. And I think those are the type of things that we want to, instill and teach and educate on.
Now, one thing that I love that you keep saying we. Now, a lot of times players usually do their foundation by themselves, or they'll do it with friends. How did this dynamic work to where you say, we need to do something instead of just me?
So, I know what I had, and what I wanted to do, and we talked about it, but she's always, ever since we started talking in college, she was always talking about how she wanted to work with women and young girls, and just, about self-esteem and self-awareness, and we kind of, just married the two.
Right.
That's my perspective.
So it's always been my passion. I've always wanted to work with young girls. I feel like women a lot of times gravitate to me, and I'm not sure why. I'll be sitting at a
panel.
I'll be like sitting on a bench waiting for an Uber, and a woman will sit next to me and just start talking.
Yeah.
We'll just start talking, so yes, I've always been very passionate about that, and I didn't know what it was going to look like.
Right.
But then Sean kind of, like you said, when we first started dating, and we talked about him wanting to do like something similar, and we looked at like mentoring and that kind of stuff, but they have programs like that, right? Like a lot of people mentor, and we want to touch a bigger group too, right? So it's kind of how we just made it work together.
So how did it start? I heard you telling another interview how it started with you on Facebook asking young girls, and tell us that story of how it.
Yeah, so I wanted to do a program. So we have larger programs, right, where we won't necessarily get to not meet, but we won't be able to like follow all of these kids. But we do want to have smaller programs, and I started a program called Just Us Girls, where I had some incoming freshmen and we talked about financial literacy. We talked about like opening a savings account and how it accrues interest and what that looks like with Wells Fargo. And then we also talked about social media etiquette, so like internet etiquette. We did a dress to impress kind of section where we talked about just how you dress for an interview. What else did we talk about? And then we did goal setting and vision board. So we talked about like, what is high school going to look like? What do you think it's going to look like? And then we met again in December, was it? We met again in December just for lunch, and we said, how did, is high school what you thought it was going to be? Have you met any of your goals? Are we starting to set new goals? And so I'd like to continue with these girls. So I'd like to get another group of incoming freshmen, and then the same group that I had last year. I'd like to do something similar along the same lines, and we'll just have different topics.
Now, talk about your family, how important your kids look up to something like this, because you guys are seeming to be a great example of what to be proper adulting. How important is it to be a mirror image for your kids that this is how you're supposed to give back?
It's very important. I mean, I think, one of the reasons I decided we decided to name it the Drone Family Foundation, because, your name is what you have, and that's what you represent. And my family has always been a support, and since I've been married, nothing but support from her family, and they support her 100%. And I think just having that sense of family with the foundation, I think that's where we kind of decided to name it that, and just having that family support, you know what I mean, and our family's been there from day one, so just wanted to have that.
And our kids, until you have children, you don't really realize how influential, you really are to young people. And they watch everything. They, imitate us. It's, they say the same things. Like sometimes I'll be like, "Where did you get that from?" And Sean will be like, "You say that."
Right.
That's how you talk. And they're sponges, and we know that they spend the most time with us, right? Outside of school, obviously.
Right.
And this day and age, you really have to watch.
You do,
And when they come up, it's going to be something totally different.
Yeah.
So, you just try to instill in them, your values and your morals, and your faith, and just pray to God that He keeps them, and He grabs them up and don't let them go too far. But it's definitely important to show them, because they're definitely watching.
Right. So what is your vision for your foundation? I know this is your second annual year celebrating it. What is the vision, or what is something like when you're 90 and you're rocking chairs? What's going to make you happy to say, like, we did this?
Well, I mean, I just think that to know that we had a hand in people being successful, and I don't mean successful like financially, right? I just mean successful, and they're happy, and we kind of steered them in the right direction.
This is gratification for me as well. Just knowing that my family was here for me, so we're technically starting this big old family that just want to continue to support and provide things for them that I may not have, but now I know about. So I think that's the vision.
Now, the NFL says football is family. How important is it to have essentially your extended family here supporting you? They're traveling from Charlotte, from all over, to be here with you to celebrate your success.
Man, I can't speak enough about the guys that I invited, because everyone that I invited, I've kind of, even like with Mike and Duke for sure, they were younger than me when they came in the league, and I kind of just took them under my wing. And a lot of guys would be threatened by guys that come in and pretty much trying to take your job.
Right.
But what God has for you is for you. You know what I mean? And once you leave, you're either gonna be the guy that was a D-head, or you were a guy that helped and nurtured something in them that was already in them, and you kind of help them realize their potential, which some people already know, but I'm sure they tell me all the time, like, bro, like I didn't practice the way I practiced until I started coming around you. So just having guys like that is super important. And football is family, but it's with the guys, not the
Right.
coaches and
Right.
you know, people like that. So those guys are, you know, great guys and just good guys to continue to have a friendship with.
Okay, well I know y'all need to get back to bowling. I heard you haven't even touched the ball yet.
Oh no, I won't.
Oh, okay, well.
I'll be walking around.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
no
for
problem.
having us.
Appreciate it.
And
Yeah.
for coming. First of all, thank you so much, Tori, for meeting me. I know you're having a ball in there, so thank you.
No problem.
And again, welcome to the Carolina